they're definitely not built like they were in the past, which I hope all manufacturers start to recognize that. And then maybe one of them will really step their game up and they'll get all the profits from all the consumers, and then all the other ones will step up too. I'm not sure.
Man, I'm convinced that no, I don't think people care. I thought people cared about reliability and kind of like how a truck felt maybe after 80, 100,000, 150.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think consumers do. Look at the sales numbers. I used to think that even when I started the channel, I thought this is what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be all reliability, and that still is the goal of the channel. But I'm shocked that that's like third or fourth on the list for people because they know they're going to keep it through 36,000, 60,000.
Right.
They're going to get rid of it. So
Right.
they're not really not concerned about, huge problems.
There are those diehards that still want to buy the truck and have it forever, get it to that no car payment time, and just have it forever. And I truly applaud those people. If I didn't have this YouTube channel, I would have my paid off 5th gen 4Runner. I would have a paid off RAV4 hybrid probably, because that was actually a really nice car. And I don't know what else we would have, and those are two good, reliable Toyota vehicles. I'd probably have like an old Chevy pickup or something just because I like to have a truck. But like, I always change my cars out because that's what YouTube is. You have to kind of keep it fresh and stuff. But I do agree with you. I mean, we are very bad as Americans on always getting the new shiny thing. I mean, how long has Apple not changed their phone forever, right? Like, it's some minor software stuff here and there, but every single year, someone that just got the phone last year is like, I need the new phone. It has this much better of a camera. It's like, bro, I make YouTube content. I'm still rocking an iPhone now from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So it's just
Yeah.
the consumerism aspect of it is, hey, it's out of warranty. I can afford a payment. I'm just going to get a new one. I don't care if it's reliable or not. I like the way the truck looks, or I like the way it drives. I like the technology. In 3 years, they'll have something upgraded with it, and then I'll just trade up. I don't care. I don't know what a percentage would be, but I would say a good 75 to 80% of the people probably think that way of just getting a new vehicle. I mean, that may be
Yeah.
high. I'm not sure, but it seems like that may be it.
I think it is. And it's the thought process. I think for some people, if you have a high enough income, or you have a YouTube channel where you can write off, you can actually depreciate vehicles or write off the mileage or whatever, it makes more sense for people to get something they don't have to blow a bunch of money on, or be a mechanic. I always take for granted I can go in the garage and I never feel really uncomfortable. Like, well, if my head gasket blows, I think I'll tear it down for the YouTube channel and try to fix it. But most people aren't going to do that. They're just,
Right.
they've got to go into a job. They got to commute, they have to get back on the road. So, they're looking at the dealership to take care of them anymore. We can, even these new vehicles, we're not going to be able to repair our vehicles much longer anyway.
Right.
That's going away. You talk to Sheldon a lot? He moved from the Tacoma, which is so far been pretty good, to the Tundra now. Do you think they moved him because of these issues and they were like, we got to get this figured out?
I think that was a good part of it for sure. I think that the way a good amount of enthusiasts and the press for automotives like kind of took on the Tacoma, and also Mike Swears, he's moved up to a different position as well, which left that vacancy open. So I'm not sure of like the internals of Toyota, but now Sheldon is in charge of like all trucks. So I'm not sure if that was just, hey, let's get one guy now that there's no development that needs to be done to make a brand new vehicle. Let's just have one guy oversee everything. I'm not 100%, but I mean, I really loved Sheldon's enthusiasm for that truck, and I really do hope that with this next gen Tundra coming out, that he just pushes the envelope, because we were in Hawaii for the Tacoma launch, and then for those of us that wanted to do the U.S., I mean, Hawaii's part of the U.S., but like, the lower 48 reveal on that soil, we took a red-eye flight from Hawaii to Flagstaff, Arizona. They had 2 Tacomas there. So we left Hawaii, I think, at like 10 or 11 o'clock, all flew to Arizona, got to Arizona at like 6 or 7 a.m. I think, and he was straight out there to the Toyota event, their area. The trucks came. It was pouring rain. Dude has a poncho on, talking to all these enthusiasts, giving like the whole gambit and stuff, and then opening up the trucks and still taking questions. Continental U.S. Thank you, Gino. I went to public school. And then just talking to enthusiasts about the truck, opening the doors, talking, and it's like pouring rain, getting all muddy. Dude was just on a red eye, had like 2 hours of sleep, especially after talking with all the people too, like at the event, taking their questions. I mean, the dude was grinding. So I loved seeing that enthusiasm out of him. And I think that helped him as well in Toyota's eyes when they all saw that as well. But I mean, I got to talk with him on the plane because I was lucky enough to sit next to him, and until he fell asleep, I was like, you need to get some sleep. But like, there's so much stuff with that Tacoma that he wanted to do that Toyota's like, no. Even the Tundra, like talking with Mike Swears, he wanted a diesel in that truck, and Toyota's like, no, like we're not going to do that. Or he wanted a V8 derived for that truck, and no, like there's so much stuff that just goes in from the engineers that have an enthusiast background as well that want to do the trucks, and then there's just like corporate Toyota's like, nope, these are the new laws, these are the new emissions, you have to develop it for this, even though, like Trump may, or whatever president, right, will loosen EPA standards. Ford and them, they're like, cool, V8s are back. Toyota's like, no, because in 4 years it may change again, so let's just stay with what's good. So, I mean, Toyota's very conservative in that regard of like, hey, what's legal, what's going to work, what can we just streamline across the board. So, I don't know. I wish that the Tundra, if they were going to derive an engine from Lexus, like just bring that 5.0 freaking V8 over that's in some of the cars and just throw that in the truck. Like that would have been cool. That's a reliable engine too.
Yeah. They could have, man, everybody's complaint about the 5.7 was the gas mileage. They could have updated that with direct injection, just little minor updates, and then mated it to that 10 speed and put it in the same package. But that bugs me too, because Toyota's secret sauce in the past, that's really been the reason they've been so successful, is saying we're going to build like one engine across all these vehicles and one transmission. And once we get it right, it's just going to be right for the next 10 years. And that was really why people loved all their vehicles, why they were so reliable. So going to the GM Ford model of let's have 4 different engines in a vehicle, I actually don't want that from Toyota. Like, I want an option of a company that can build something right. But the problem is they took the one engine and it's not, it wasn't doing the right thing. So I think there was no alternative. So that's why it got so much news too.
Yeah. I mean, but the flip side of that coin now is, except for now lax EPA, so V8s are coming back, right? But I mean, Ram, they streamlined just the Hurricane engines, and GM, they're starting to streamline to just, I think, 2 or 3 engine options with the tiny little Duramax and then the 5.3 and 6.2. So, I mean, and I don't even really think they're putting that turbo boost or whatever that, maybe
the
that's
Turbo Max.
Or Turbo Max, yeah.
That's actually, oddly enough, I think that is so far their most reliable engine.
That's
which
crazy.
Is hilarious.
That is very true. You say that, but yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But then maybe that's that thing where all these other companies will start to have issues with various engines or this and that, and then in 5 years from now, when we reconvene with this, maybe it's like, hey, the 2.4 turbo in the 4Runner and Tacoma, those are the modern day 22RE. Like, that is such a reliable engine. So, I mean, time will tell, right? I see it all in my comments though, like with the hybrid batteries, when they fail, yes, they'll be expensive, like a couple $1,000, or when the turbo fails, that's going to be an expense as well. But like, if you are the owner of that vehicle, and you don't have a car payment anymore, maybe just put some of that money aside for something to fail. Like, it sucks if that does fail, but if you have to replace a turbo for a couple $1,000, well, that would have been 3 months of a car payment anyways that you weren't making. The way I think about money is I'm all over the place with it, and I try to, like, where can I grab it from here and there or whatever. But like, that's my response back to those people who are wanting it long term. Like, I hope it doesn't fail, but like, it's inevitable. Stuff doesn't last forever, but hopefully you have that money either saved away or you're not making a car payment anymore on it, and you can afford that repair, because it's still cheaper to repair a turbo for a couple $1,000 than putting a couple $1,000 on a down payment and then having another $800 a month payment every month for the next freaking 72 months. So
Yeah.